everybody gets into all, do we worship Yeshua? Well, look, he's saying here right now, no, we worship Elohim. He said we bear the witness of Yeshua. Okay? Even though that's not what you get in Christianity. Christianity wants you to worship the Messiah. Now, worthy is the Lamb, yes. And worthy of all praises, yes. But understand, Yeshua always pointed to the Father. He didn't want anything directed at him. I mean, he didn't even want to just be called good. Good teacher. What do you mean good teacher? Why are you calling me good? There's only one that's good. He was very humble. I would have to say at this point, if it's not in here, I don't want to hear it. Okay? If it's not in here, I don't want to hear it. So you don't hear me coming up here saying, oh, the Lord told me to tell you. No. He told me to tell you this. Everything when I come up here, I tell you, so you understand this. Because he already said it. I'm just here to help you understand what he said. He already said it. But all the time you go out there, you can find all kinds of people out there in front of microphones and cameras claiming, oh, I have a message from the Lord. I do too. It's right here. We're reading it in Revelation. And then later we might be reading it in John. And then we might be reading it in Hebrews. And then we might be reading it in Deuteronomy. And then we might be, you understand what I'm saying? That's the message. He already said it. And it says also between the joints and the marrow and able to judge the thoughts, what's going on up here, and the intentions of your heart. So between what you think and what you feel, what you desire. Because your thought may be, oh, I'm a covenanted, member of the Commonwealth of Israel, blah, 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 blah. And your emotions are, yeah, but I still like to do what I want. I'm not really ready to do what they said there and this said there and whatever. He knows the intention of your heart. So don't ask that's not the word. Don't use that phrase, well, he knows my heart. Well, of course, he just said it. He says he knows. His word separates through all of that nonsense. So why do you even say that? Of course he knows. The word of Elohim can separate between your thoughts and your intentions of your heart. In other words, it cuts through all the BS, all the garbage, all the nonsense that you're putting out there, even if it's just in your head and you don't even say it. He knows the truth. The author is writing here, okay, that we should hold fast, what? The confession of our expectation. See now, but you need to understand that if you're holding fast the confession of your expectation, I'm expecting to be in the kingdom. Well, hold on to that. But if you don't do the things necessary, you can hold on to that all you want. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. Okay? Now, we hold on to it because he who promised is trustworthy. But he didn't promise to just give you that without you doing anything. All right? Look, I know there's a lot of sort of new agey stuff and law of attraction and speak it, claim it, whatever out there. I'm going to tell you right now, you can meditate on being a millionaire until the cows come home, and if you don't do anything, it's never happening. But you have this bubble around you that's how you see the world. And you cannot receive new information easily because you're convinced that what you're seeing is reality the way you're looking at it. It is the reality. Now, that being said, for you to see him correctly, he has to put a hole in that bubble and open up a space for you to actually see through that delusional shield or filter that you have and to see him as he is. And we have a teaching where I talk about the journey everybody goes through. It's in the Covenant Community 101 series. It's the second teaching. It's called The Journey, okay? Everybody goes through the same journey. He has to call you. What does calling you mean? He opens up your eyes and ears and heart to receive. In other words, he puts a hole in that little bubble you live in. And he disturbs your peace. It says, and to love him. Now notice that loving him wasn't first, Christians, because your church tried to get you to love him first. They wanted to get you all emotional. Oh, I just love the Lord so much. But you have no idea what love's supposed to look like with him. I'm not saying that you don't have some emotional idea that you're connected to in some way, but here he wants you to love him after you've already walked in his ways. Why? Because if you walk in his ways, you realize how much he loves you. Because his ways bless you, his ways keep you safe, his ways change you to be more like him. So then you realize, wow, I really love him because he really loves me. That's why it's not the first thing. But what about in your life? Okay, I want us to take this into our life and look at your life before the bubble pop as being you living in your own personal Mitzrayim. Okay? This, you were living in your own personal Mitzrayim, and now he pops your bubble, exposes all these things, and tells you, I need you to get ready to leave the old you behind. Okay? I'm going to ask the question, are you ready to leave the old you behind? Are you ready to leave? Because some of you are going to be like, oh, yeah. Well, wait a minute, but you don't know what it's going to look like yet. Because, see, they didn't understand when they left. Oh, where's the leeks and the onions and whatever? I mean, they didn't know we're going to be in the desert and what difference does it make? Did you trust and know that it was trustworthy and true what you were told to expect? If they did, like Joshua and Caleb, there would have been no whining and complaining. We're about to go through the beginning now of this holy day cycle, which lays out the whole plan of the journey he wants us on. People used to call it the plan of salvation. I think that's a wrong way to word it, okay? It's not the plan of salvation. Salvation was already made available to you. Everybody had it made available to them. At the same time, Yeshua died, was resurrected, boom, it's available to everybody that ever lived, okay? It was even before the foundation of the world. So it's not the plan of salvation. It's the plan of reward. This is the plan you need to follow to end up in the kingdom, okay? And in that plan, it starts with you leaving something. I don't think you're ready, some of you. You're not ready to leave. By the way, notice the struggle Israel has. They physically left, but they didn't let go of other parts which were still connected back. I don't know, are you ready to think differently? Are you ready to deal with your emotions differently? Are you ready to eat differently? Are you ready to handle finances differently? Are you ready to submit differently? Not the way the old you would have handled things. The old you might not have wanted to ever give a tithe. So what? The old you might not have wanted to show up at everything. So what? That's the old you. What's the you you're supposed to be? The one he talks about. The one he talks about shows up to everything that they can show up to. Does everything you can that you're aware of that you're supposed to do, and doesn't do anything you're aware that you're not supposed to do. That's the new you expectation. Because your expectation is that if you do, right? He says, if you will do what I say, your expectation is then you will receive everything else. The best way to word it, I said playtime is over. But in reality, it was over the minute he popped your bubble. The minute he touched your life directly, playtime was over. And by the way, playtime is only fun for now. You want playtime? Play. Then you die and it's over. That's it. I don't have any problem with that. You don't have to be in the kingdom, okay? I might be sad if I know you if you're not there. If I don't know you, I won't know you. I'm just saying, right? But you can play. Eat, drink, be merry, for tomorrow you die, that's it. All right, go ahead. But don't do that thinking you're also going to then get to live forever. Because that ain't happening. That is not what the book says. Oh, unless you don't believe the book. That's up to you too. You don't have to believe the book. You have to believe what Yah says. Okay? But if you're going to believe what he says, then you got to ask yourself, am I actually, if someone was to look at me, would it look like I believe what he says?